Hey guys and girls, this is Bloggy of the Broken Legion of Gamers, and it's time for me to tell you guys the upgrades that I'd recommend for the Ender 3 Pro. And let's get into it. The first one right here is an upgraded motherboard for the printer. This right here is the 1.1.5 silent board from Creality. Now, you can get these retail for about $50, but you can get them on Amazon for a decent bit cheaper. I got this board for $38.99. And here's the main board. This is what it looks like. Where's my cardboard? Right there. This is what it looks like, and the main reasons why you get this board is, unlike the stock board, this board comes with a bootloader in it, which means you can flash the board with updates and stuff like that. And it also comes with, unlike the stock board, it comes with thermal runoff enabled. But the main reason why you really pick up this board is right up here. It's got upgraded stepper motor drivers. I don't know what drivers the stock board comes with. This one comes with the A2208 stepper drivers, and these drivers significantly quiet down your machine. As you could probably hear in the background, I currently have my 3D printer running, and you might be able to hear the stepper motors. They're kind of loud with the stock board. And then also the 2208 stepper motor drivers also eliminate a thing called salmon skin in your prints. Now, this isn't the only way to get rid of salmon skin, and for some people this might be a little bit too expensive of an upgrade. There's another way to get rid of salmon skin, but you won't have the thermal runaway, which basically makes your printer a lot safer, and you also won't have the boot driver. Instead of spending the money on this, you can get these for, I think I paid $13 for the 3 of them, and I found out I can't even use these. Well, there's no point to using these with the 1.1.5 board. These are called, I don't really want to open one, but you can see them right here. These are called TL smoothers, and what they do is they just regulate the power going to your stepper motors a lot better. When you order these, make sure you order the ones with the 8 capacitors on it. They're a lot better than the 6 capacitors. I got 3 of these for like $13. Unfortunately, it doesn't really pay to put in both the silent board and the TL smoothers. So I'm probably just gonna give these 3 away to my buddy that recommended the machine to me. But this is definitely a cheaper way to eliminate the salmon skin, but you're not gonna get all of the bells and whistles that the silent board has. And for $39, I think a new upgrade motherboard is definitely well worth it. Now, on the cheaper end, what you're going to want to also definitely pick up is upgraded bed springs. I already installed mine for one reason. I wanted to show you guys the upgraded springs alongside the stock springs, and explain why you should upgrade them. I forget how much I paid for these. They're not expensive. They're like $7 or $8, and I got 10 of them. Two, four. Oh, that's why I'm missing one. Now, here's the factory spring. The factory spring, it's too soft for the bed, and they're both the same size, but this spring, it's a lot harder, and it holds its shape a lot better. The reason why you want to upgrade these with the factory springs, these don't put enough tension on the bed, and as your bed starts taking little vibrations and bumps, the knobs you use to level the bed start to loosen up, so it throws off the level of your bed, and you have to pretty much re-level your bed between every print or every couple prints. These springs pretty much eliminate that. Like, you still check your bed every so often, but these eliminate the bed coming out of level. And then what you should also get, and I ordered these shortly after I ordered my machine, before I got my machine delivered. And it turns out I didn't even need to order them, because Creality started shipping the Ender 3 Pros with these. This is basically a silicone hot end boot. What Creality used to ship these machines with was just a little bit of insulation wrapped around the hot end, and just a little bit of insulation wrapped around the hot end, and thermal tape wrapped around that to keep the insulation there. It wasn't a good design. And what I strongly recommend is you guys pick up, no matter what machine you get, pick up the right size nozzles for your machine in multiple sizes, just so you can choose how you're printing with your machine. And then the last upgrade I recommend, which I have the last one that I have here, but there's still 2 more. I recommend you guys, I got a Winsin. This is a dual gear extruder. Oh, by the way, these are also the factory bed springs that they sell on the CR10, the $600 printer. These upgraded springs. This is another thing that's sold on the $600 printer. This is a dual gear extruder. Unlike the factory extruder, why does this have 2 springs? I guess you can choose your springs. I don't know. Unlike the factory extruder is plastic. This is an all-metal extruder, and it's got 2 gears, meaning on the extruder arm on the factory machine, this right here isn't a gear. This right here is it's just an idler pulley. Now, with the dual gear extruder, hold on a second and I'll show you. Once I can get this bag open, because yes, I'm having a hard time with bags today, apparently. Okay. Now, I'm not going to take this out because I have the hardware out, but this is the hardware that comes with it, and I'm actually going to throw this spring back in here. This is all the hardware. It comes with a new what's it called? It comes with a new pressure fitting, which is good because the pressure fittings on the Ender 3 out of the factory are okay at best. But let's get to why you should get this. This is the gear that goes on the extruder. And you definitely have to change the extruder gear to actually work with this kit. Oh, that's why my flash isn't on. Okay. But basically, the dual gear, this eliminates on slippage. The factory extruder with the idler pulley, that's got a fair amount of slippage. Now this pulley goes on to, this gear goes onto your stepper motor. The filament comes in through this hole and right through this part right here. And what this do is the two gears actually push the filament through together, and it virtually eliminates slippage. And basically by eliminating slippage, you're not gonna like under extrude or over extrude. This will keep, when you set your machine to 50 mil, when your machine's supposed to feed 100 millimeters of filament, this makes sure it feeds 100 millimeters, not 78 millimeters when it's supposed to be feeding 100. So it eliminates under extrusion, but this also eliminates over extrusion. And by eliminating over extrusion, this pretty much virtually eliminates stringing. You won't get any stringing on your prints anymore, supposedly. I've seen before and after prints, and there's still some stringing, but not as bad. So it does definitely improve a lot. And as opposed to the plastic extruder that comes with the ender out of the factory, this is all metal, so it's going to last a lot longer. Supposedly this gear right here, it can wear away at this. I'm going to see if that's truly the case. But there's one other upgrade that I recommend you guys buying for this machine, for the Ender, which I don't have here. Mine's not going to come until tomorrow. It's called Capricorn PTFE tubing. It's an upgraded Bowden tube. It's colored blue. The downfall of the fact that it's colored blue and not the white, you can't see where the filament is when you're pushing it through the Bowden tube. But it's got the Capricorn Bowden tube has tighter tolerances, so your filament has less room to move around, and when you're extracting or pushing the filament through, it pushes through. It doesn't doesn't bind up or anything. The main reason to get the Capricorn Bowden tubing is because the Capricorn tubing has a higher heat tolerance. So the factory Bowden tubing that the machines come with, that's got some pretty horrible, like I've seen in some videos where that stuff gets really burned. The Capricorn tubing's not going to burn out. So definitely pick up the Capricorn tubing. Oh, and another thing about the silent board, make sure you get the one, when you buy it, make sure you get the one from Creality. Some companies have somehow bought the black Creality PCB board, and they're building their own silent boards. They're cheaper knockoffs, and I've heard stories of people that have bought the cheaper knockoffs having a hard time getting they get their printer to work properly, but it gives them a hard time. So make sure you get the one directly from Creality if you decide to go with this silent board. That's why I bought mine off of Amazon as opposed to eBay, because I saw that I was actually buying this from Creality, so I knew I was getting the authentic Creality silent board, and I wasn't getting the cheap knockoff, and it would basically be just plug and play. And normally I'd go through the installs of all of this stuff with you guys, but I'm really nervous about doing it, so I'm not going to do it on video. I don't want the pressure, but I am going to show you guys some prints on before and after of each of the upgrades. Right now I'm printing a baseline to compare it to. I'm going to put this in the machine, and tomorrow I'll print one with this, and then after I print that, I'll install the rest of the upgrades, the Bowden tube, and a couple of other prints that I had 3D printed up. I'll make a video on that too, what I recommend printing up. And I'll do a third print. The prints that I printed up aren't really they won't affect anything. But that's it for this video, guys. If you liked what you saw, hit the thumbs up button. It goes a long way. It helps YouTube determine whether they should share the video or not. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see more of my content, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified anytime I put up any future content. And as always, support local wargaming. Here at the channel, we support Toy Wiz of Nanuet, New York, on Route 59, right across the street from the Dunkin' Donuts. Have a nice night, guys.